Coding and decoding is one of the most complex topics in the reasoning section. This section is one of the most common sections included in all major exams conducted across the country. Many students find coding, decoding and reasoning questions challenging to solve, and as a result, they avoid attempting these scoring questions and lose some easy and quick marks. So, to make it easy for solving and clearing the exam, we brought you some tips, tricks along with some better examples to make you feel better and easy while solving. Hey everyone, welcome to yet another exciting video from Simplilearn. In this session, we will be discussing coding, decoding and reasoning tricks. However, before we begin, make sure that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel and don't forget to click that bell icon so you never miss an update from Simplilearn. Before we begin, let's take a quick look on the agenda for today's discussion. First, we will begin with learning what coding, decoding and reasoning is. Then, we will walk through learning why we need these. After that, we will dive deep into learning some of the important tips, tricks of coding, decoding and reasoning. Followed by that, we will wind up the session by discussing some of the important benefits of learning coding, decoding and reasoning. Now, let's dive into the session. First, we will understand what is coding, decoding and reasoning. First, let's have a look on the coding. Coding is a part of logical reasoning section used to encrypt words, numbers in a specific pattern of codes using particular rules and regulations. Let's have a look with the help of an example. If a question asked, code of mango is PEQJR, then what will be the code for human? Explanation. If you observe the above example, the code of mango is written by replacing the 3 alphabets after M. So, the same should be done for human. So, the updated code will be K, X, P, D and Q. This is the process of how coding works. Next, we will have decoding. Let's have a look over decoding. Decoding is the process used to decrypt the patterns into original forms from the given forms. Let's have a look at decoding using an example for clear understanding. If the question asked, code of research is R, S, E, A, E, C, H, then what will be the code for people? Explanation. If you observe the above example, research, the first and last letters remain same. The others interchange their positions in pairs of 2. So, EO becomes OE, PL becomes LP. So, code of people will be POEL, PE. This is how decoding works. The next in the list is we have reasoning. Let's have a look at reasoning. The reasoning ability section is one of the most common sections that is included in all major exams conducted across the country. It is the process of thinking about something in a logical and sensible way to find the perfect solution. Let's talk reasoning using an example. Find the number of triangles in the picture. Explanation. In the above picture, there are some triangles. Our task is to identify the triangles using some rules. By numbering the triangles, it is easily identified. So, the total number of triangles in the image are 8. This is all about coding, decoding, and reasoning. Now, let's have a look at why we need to learn these. At present, every job has entrance tests, where applicant skills will be examined. Every entrance exam involves some kind of aptitude round, which is filled with these kind of questions. So, coding holds a significant role in these kind of jobs. Every company is concentrating more on these rounds to recruit employees. These coding, decoding and reasoning skills will also help improve knowledge and enhance your skills by logical thinking. So these are the few reasons why learning coding, decoding and reasoning skills is important. Now, let's learn some tips and tricks of coding, decoding and reasoning with the help of examples. Now, let's dive deep into these tricks. First, let's have a look at the first coding, decoding number. In coding, decoding, Every alphabet is specified with a number starting A with 1 to Z with 26. These are the numbers for the alphabet. Sometimes the numbers are also managed to be specified in a reverse order with A assigned Z. This is how we specify numbers to alphabets to execute coding, decoding operations. Now let's dive deep into some types with examples. In this session, we concentrated on these 5 coding, decoding techniques. From these 5 topics, the questions are frequently asked for interviews in the other competitive exams. We have letter coding, number coding, substitution coding, mixed letter coding, mixed number coding. Let's have a look at these 5 with examples. First, we have letter coding. Letter coding is a type in which the letters are replaced with other letters. Let us take an example. Monkey is coded as K, M, L, I, C, W. Then what should be orange written according to the monkey? Explanation. To solve the solution, we have to keep in mind that every alphabet has a specific number. So in the given question, we have monkey. The code for monkey is M is coded as 13, O is coded as 15, N is coded as 14, K is coded as 11, E is coded as 5, and Y is coded as 25. In the same way, K, M, L, I, C, W is coded as K is coded as 11, M is coded as 13, L is coded as 12, I is coded as 9, C is coded as 3, W is coded as 23. If you observe the given word, it is coded by decreasing 2 for each alphabet. So, in the same way, to code orange, the same number should be decreased. So, orange is coded as O is coded as 15, R is coded as 18, A is coded as 1, N is coded as 14, G is coded as 7, and E is coded as 5. So, in the same way, each alphabet is decreased with 2. So, the solution of orange would be 13, 16, 25, 12, 5, and 3. And the word should be coded as M, P, Y, L, E, and C. Now, let's go for the second example. The mouse is coded as N, L, F, H, and V. Then, what should be cream written according to the monkey? Explanation. To solve the solution, we have to keep in mind that every alphabet has a specific number. So in the given question, we have mouse. The code for mouse is M is coded as 13, O is coded as 15, U is coded as 21, S is coded as 19, E is coded as 5. In the same way, N, L, F, H, V is coded as N is coded as 14, L is coded as 12, F is coded as 6, H is coded as 8, and V is coded as 22. If you observe the given word, it is in the reverse order. See the given table. Then you have an idea about how the letters are replaced using the reversed letters. So in the same way, to code cream in the exact reverse order, the reverse order method should be used. So cream is coded as C is coded as 3, R is coded as 18, E is coded as 5, A is coded as 1, M is coded as 13. So in the same way, each alphabet replaced with the reverse order. So the solution of orange would be 24, 9, 22, 26, and 14. And the word should be X, I, V, S, and E. These are some examples of letter coding. Now, let's have a look at number coding. In the number coding section of reasoning ability, the candidate will have to observe and guess the hidden code of 2 or more sets of numbers. Once the parent code is known, the candidate will have to use this code to generate other numbers. Let's have a look at examples for the clear understanding of number coding. We have house is coded as 3, 5, 8, 4, 2. Then lemon is coded as 1, 2, 6, 5, and 9. Then Helen is coded as. So the code for every letter is already specified in the question itself. So no need to understand fixed codes of the letters. Now let's specify the number of each letter to solve the problem. If you observe the two words, some of the letters are repeated. So no need to write the repeated letters. Now let's code the letters. H is coded as 3, O is coded as 5, U is coded as 8, S is coded as 4, E is coded as 2, L is coded as 1, M is coded as 6, and N is coded as 9. Using these codes, Helen can be coded as 3, 2, 1, 2, and 9. Now, let's have a look at another similar example. We have coding is coded as 1, 2, 4, 6, 5, and 9. And den is coded as 4, 3, 5. Then decoding is coded as... The code for every letter is already specified in the question itself. So, no need to use the fixed codes for the letters. Now, let's specify the number of each letter to solve the problem. If you observe the two words, some of the letters are repeated. So, no need to write the repeated letters. Now, let's code the letters. C is coded as 1, O is coded as 2, D is coded as 4, I is coded as 6, N is coded as 5, G is coded as 9, E is coded as 3. Using these codes, decoding coded as 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 6, 5, and 9. So these are a few examples of number coding. Now let's have a look at substitution coding. In substitution coding, some particular objects are assigned to code names. Then the question is asked to solve the answer in the same pattern. Let's have a look at the example for clear understanding. We have question. If white is called as red, red is called as blue, blue is called as green, green is called as yellow, and yellow is called as black, then what is the color of blood? As we know, the blood color is red. So, if you observe the above question, it is mentioned that white is called red and red is called blue. So, blood is red. By using the substitution method, the answer would be blue. Now, let's have a look at another example. If mouse is called keyboard, keyboard is called monitor, and monitor is called as CPU, and CPU is called as printer, then what is used to type? As we know, the keyboard is used to type words, but in the question, it is mentioned that mouse is called as keyboard and keyboard is called monitor. So according to the substitution method, the monitor is used to type. The answer would be monitor. These are a few examples for substitution coding. Now, let's have a look at the mixed letter coding. Mixed letter coding. In this type of question, 3 or 4 complete messages are given in the coded language and the code for the particular word is asked. To analyze such codes, any 2 messages bearing the common word are picked up. The common code word will mean that word. Now, let's have a look at some examples for a clear understanding of mixed letter coding. The question is, in code language, Hakabao means how are you? Katema means where are they? Seredo means good and bad. What does R stand for? Explanation. If you observe the question, it is mentioned that both first and second statements are repeated, as the common word in both these statements is ka. Rest of each word is different, so R stands for ka. So according to the mixed letter coding, R stands for ka in the above question. Now let's have a look at the second example for more understanding. And we have in code language. Ba lo sol means sun is out. Pe se ba means you and me. Ul ari ba means get out from. Then what does out stand for? Explanation. If you observe the question, it is mentioned that out is repeated in both the first and third statements. So the common word in both these sentences is ba. Rest each word is different. So out stands for ba. So according to the mixed letter coding, out stands for ba in the above question. So these are the few examples for mixed letter coding. Now let's have a look at mixed number coding. In this mixed number coding type of question, 3 or 4 complete messages are given in the coded language and the code number for each particular word is asked. Now let's have a look at some examples for clear understanding of mixed number coding. And the question is, if the monster hunter is coded as 324, will be the is coded as 476 and they are in is coded as 158. Each digit represents the. So the explanation for this question is, if you observe the question in 2 statements, the is repeated and in both the 2 statements only repeated letter is 4. So as per the mixed number coding, the exact code for the is 4. Now let's have a look at another example, and we have, if you are good is coded as 256, good and bad is coded as 358, and we are bad is coded as 637. Which digit represents bad? Explanation. If you observe keenly in the question, in the 2 statements, bad is repeated and in both the 2 statements, the only repeated letter is 3. So according to the mixed letter coding, the exact code for bad is 3. These are a few examples of mixed letter coding. This is all about the types and examples of coding and decoding concepts. Now let's have a look at the reasoning type of questions. In this session, we have covered 12 reasoning type concepts and their examples, starting with number series, verbal classification, logical deduction, analogies, letter and symbol series, statement and conclusion, cause and effect, verbal reasoning, logical games, artificial language, statement and assumption, and finally, essential part. Now, let's dive deep into the concepts. First, number series. Number series refers to a sequence of numbers following some pattern where candidates need to find the missing or wrong number in the provided series. Let's have a look at an example for clear understanding of the concept. We have question. Look at the series 10, 50, 15, 40, 20 and so on. So what should come next? Explanation. As mentioned in the numbers, in the series are 10, 50, 15, 40, 20, 30. If we observe the series deeply, the alternate numbers are increased and decreased. First and third numbers are increased by 5 and second and fourth numbers are reduced by 10. In the same way, all the alternate numbers are increased and decreased. So according to the order, the following number should be increased by 5. So the following number of the series is 25. Now let's have a look at the verbal classification concept. In this type of reasoning question, you have 4 words. All 4 words except one are related to one another in the same manner. 3 words out of the 4 words will be in the same classification. You have to select the one word that is not related to the other words. And we have a question. Pick the odd one from the list. Handsome, attractive, bottle, and charming. Now the explanation. It is mentioned in the above question, all the answers are related to beauty, except the third option. It is not related to beauty. So the odd one in the list is the bottle. Now let's have a look at the logical deduction. Logical deduction is reasoning which constructs or evaluates deductive arguments. A deductive argument is valid if the conclusion does not follow necessarily from the premises. The conclusion must be true provided that the premises are true. Now, let's have a look at an example for clear understanding of the logical deduction concept. And we have the statement, some kings are queens. All queens are beautiful. Conclusions. All kings are beautiful. All queens are kings. Now, explanation. As mentioned in the above question, only one premise is particular. So the conclusion should also be particular. So the answer would be neither one nor two follows the given statement. Now, let's have a look at an analogies concept. Analogical reasoning or argument by analogy can be defined as a specific way of thinking based on the idea that because two or more things are similar in some respects, they are probably also similar in some future respects. Now, let's have a look at an example, and we have glass break, fire. Explanation. If a glass is thrown or falls, then it should break. So, as related to the first one, the fire would burn. According to the analogies, the answer would be fire, burn. Now, let's have a look at the letter and symbol series. Letter and symbol series are sequential order of letters, numbers, or both arranged in such a way that each term in the series is obtained according to some specific rules. These rules can be based on mathematical operations, place of letters in alphabetical order, letter series in a logical arrangement of letters of the English alphabet arranged in a specific pattern. Now, let's have a look at the example of letter and symbol series. And then we have S, C, D, T, E, F, U, G, H, blank, W, K, L. So what should be filled in the blank? Explanation. If you observe, the first letter of every word is replaced with the following letter, and the second and third are replaced with alternate letters. So the following word in the series is V, I, and J. Let's have a look at the statement and conclusion type concept. Statement and conclusions topic comprises a statement followed by a set of conclusions for the same. Candidates need to choose the most appropriate conclusion regarding the given statement. Let's have a look at the example. We have, in a test cricket match, the total runs scored by a team are 450 out of 450 runs. 350 were scored by all-rounders. Conclusion. So the first point, 78% runs are scored by all-rounders. Second point, the middle order batsmen were all-rounders. Now the explanation for this question is, if you observe with the question, all 78% runs are scored by all-rounders. So one doesn't follow and nothing is mentioned about middle order batsmen. So the two also doesn't follow. So the conclusion would be neither one nor two follows. Now let's have a look at the cause and effect type. Cause and effect is a relationship between events or things where one is the result of another or others. This is the combination of action and reaction. Something happens, a cause, that leads to an effect. Now, let's have a look at an example. We have statements. 1. Virat is nervous. 2. Virat went to hospital for checkup. So the explanation for this type of question is, if you observe, the statement 1 is the cause and statement 2 is the effect. So the solution is, Virat is nervous. He went to the hospital to consult a doctor. Now, let's have a look at the verbal reasoning. Verbal reasoning is understanding and reasoning using concepts framed in words. It aims at evaluating the ability to think constructively rather than at fluency and vocabulary recognition. Let's have a look at an example, and we have smoke is related to pollution. In the same way, war is related to. Explanation. If you observe the statement, smoking causes pollution, so the war leads to destruction. According to the concept, the solution would be destruction. Now, let's have a look at the logic games. Game logic is a model logic that extends proportional dynamic logic by generating its semantics and adding a few operators to the language. The logic can be used to reason about determined two-player games. Now, let's have a look at an example. Virat, Dhoni and Rohit are three brothers. If the following statements are true, which of them is youngest? Rohit is elder. Virat is not older than Dhoni. Dhoni is younger than Rohit. Explanation. The first statement, it is given that Rohit is elder to Dhoni and Virat. The second statement tells Virat is younger than Dhoni. It also states that Virat is younger than Rohit and Dhoni. So the answer would be Virat is the youngest. Now let's look at the artificial intelligence concept. Artificial language is a part of analytical reasoning, where decoding the meaning of some artificial language is the main task. Some predefined artificial languages with their meaning will be given in the advance. Some predefined artificial languages with their meaning will be given in advance. By referring to that, we have to decode the original meaning of the artificial word from the given options. Let's have a look at an example. What could be the meaning of mess guys? Tulsef means hello guys. Another means hey Raj. EHERFOPWSE means hello miss. Explanation. In the first and last statement, hello is common. So the first EHEREF is hello. So Tols is guys and miss is OPWSE. And the answer would be OPWSETULS. Now let's have a look at the statement and assumption. In a statement and assumption question, a statement is given in the question, followed by a few assumptions made on the basis of them. Candidates need to pick the assumption which is most appropriately and logically is correct. Now let's have a look at an example. Statement: detergent should be used to clean clothes. Now let's have a look at the assumptions. Detergent forms lather. Detergent helped to dislodge grease and dirt. Explanation. In both the statements, nothing is mentioned about the lather. So, first is not implicit. Detergent is used to clean clothes quickly and easily. So, second is implicit. Now, let's have a look at the essential part concept. Essential part is one of the important topics in logical reasoning section. An essential part question, each question contains a word followed by the answer choices. Let's have a look at an example of essential part. Company, work, report card, salary, employees. Explanation. In the above example, the company cannot run without employees. The other three are also crucial in the company. But the essential is an employee. Without an employee, the rest is useless. As per the essential part concept, the answer would be employees. These are a few concepts and examples of reasoning-based questions. Now, let's get into learning some benefits of coding, decoding, and reasoning. Coding, decoding, and reasoning cover all the aspects of learning that helps in improving the focus and ability of a person. Almost every job-related exam depends on aptitude rounds, which plays a key role in recruiting the candidates. These are the few abilities of coding, decoding, and reasoning. This was all for today's session. I hope you guys found it informative and helpful. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comment section below. If you like the concept and information, please don't forget to click the like button and stay tuned for more updates from Simplilearn.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.